Hello, my fellow mates. It's great to see you all today, and I hope you all are doing well. It gives me immense pleasure to heartily welcome you all to our auspicious event, Compeer, a peer to peer learning initiative. Someone has rightly said, the expert in anything was once a beginner. So this year, Compeer brings to you how to prepare for an interview, a senior to junior talk by Ms. Samruddhi Sogam and Ms. Srinidhi Shetty, who are currently pursuing their Masters of Science in Information Technology. But before we begin, I would like to request each one of you to keep your mics on mute and video off during the entire event. But your doubts are most welcomed in the chat. So let your enthusiasm reflect through the chat. I'm Ms. Shivani Kayast, student of third year of Department of Information Technology. On behalf of Chikitsak Samuha, Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai, Patkar-Varde College of Arts and Science and VP Varde College of Commerce and Economics, give you all a warm welcome once again. But before we get started, though we could not put our mics on, I would like each one of you to put a thumbs up emoji in the chat. Is that possible for everyone? Come on, guys, be energetic. Thank you all. That was great. That surely added and fuel to our energies for a sparkling start. Let me first give a huge shout out to every hand from student to HODs for making Compeer go live. Because Compeer is to the peers, for the peers, and by the peers. Our Department of Information Technology and Computer Science is affiliated with Computer Society of India, CSI, as an institutional member. As we all know, due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, we are all tied to the online mode of teaching. And I agree with the fact that we grow through what we go through. Also, there's a beautiful saying by John Wooden which goes, "Don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do," which is also the motive of conducting today's webinar. So we can get an exposure and equipping to dive deeper, to explore a new phase of life where we are peeking into interviews and getting familiar with them. And with no one better than our peers, our seniors, because they have had an exposure to it. Now we move on to begin Compeer, but before I hand over the session to our eminent speakers, I would take a couple of minutes to introduce them. Ms. Samruddhi Sogam and Ms. Srinidhi Shetty. Ms. Samruddhi Sogam is currently pursuing MSc in Information Technology from our very own Patkar-Varde College. She is highly motivated IT professional with over 2.9 years of experience in administration, maintaining and supporting Microsoft Windows platform and is currently working at L&T as Cloud and Infra Services Engineer. She possesses great knowledge about Windows Server, where vSphere, vCenter, ESXi, Active Directory, virtualization, Nutanix, and Citrix. Ms. Samruddhi Sogam also holds numerous certifications like Azure Fundamentals by LTI and ITIL V3. Talking about Ms. Srinidhi Shetty, who is also pursuing her MSc in Information Technology from our Patkar-Varde College. She has 3.6 years of experience in Azure IaaS. She is working at L&T Infotech as a Cloud and Infra Services Engineer and is an IT admin at Etidan Technologies. Ms. Srinidhi Shetty also holds numerous certifications in Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals, Security Compliance, and Identity Fundamentals, Azure Data Fundamentals, Azure AI Fundamentals, Red Hat Certified System Administrator, and Red Hat Certified Engineer. We are very delighted to have you both today on board with us. We are extremely grateful to you both for this helping hand in shaping our career. You may now please begin. Over to you both.
Just give me a moment. Hello everyone, I'm Samruddhi, and we have one more friend of mine, Srinidhi. She'll joining in few minutes here. So until then, we'll begin with our seminar. Uh, could someone of you please put in the chat whether my audio and video is clear? Anyone from the meet? Yes, got it. Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
Hi Samruddhi. I'm sorry for the delay. Actually, I was facing some network issue.
Not an
So,
issue,
yeah.
Srinidhi.
I hope I'm clearly audible and visible as well. And yeah, I hope.
Srinidhi,
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, now you're visible in both the meets. Over to
Okay.
you now.
Okay. Thank you, Samruddhi. So introduction is anyways given by us. Just to correct, I'm currently working with Atidan Technology. So it is a startup company, and I have overall experience of 3.5 years on various technologies. Like I have worked on Linux, Windows, and currently I'm working on cloud in Azure technology. So moving towards the agenda, so today we are here to discuss about how the interview process are. So I'm pretty sure that everyone present over here might be having certain things in their mind. So we are here especially to clear all your doubts and queries. So just don't feel that if you have any question in your mind, what if my question might be a silly question? So please don't think all those things. Just make yourself comfortable, and we are here to clear your doubts. So you can come up with your questions, and you should appreciate your teachers that they have taken so much efforts to keep such session like mentoring session for you people to clear your doubts. So yeah. Uh, I hope everyone is comfortable. Few of them can unmute yourself and make us let us know like you're comfortable and we can proceed. Hi guys, are you able to hear us? इतनी इतनी शांत होती है क्या क्लास जनरली?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, don't call me ma'am. You can call us by our name. uh, okay. So let's begin. Samriti, are you presenting the slide?
Yes, yes, I'll present it.
Yeah, present in both the meet. So yeah, so we are here let you know people like what all rounds we have under interview process. So we have like listed the number of rounds which are generally being taken during the interviews. And let me tell you one more thing, like this round might differ for various candidates and for various organization. Now you won't have the same number of rounds or same type of rounds in each and every organization. So first round we have aptitude round. So I'll explain like what all things we have under aptitude, and links will be shared by Samruddhi in the chat. So you can go and solve those questions. So in aptitude test, few companies have negative markings, and few companies don't have this negative marking. So here we have under aptitude test we have different sections, like we have verbal, we have grammar, logical reasoning, maths, all this thing, basic coding. Now all this thing differs what kind of it depends on the organization which kind of section they need to keep in their round, but these are the general sections that are there. So I'll suggest you people like you should prepare for your aptitude test from now itself. So like it will help, it will be very beneficial when you go for a aptitude test, like when you go for an interview, because what happens is the one day before your interview, you are sitting and you're like solving all these questions. So it becomes a very havoc. Like it will be a chaos to remember each and every formulas. So what you can do is you can prepare it prior. So the day before your interview, you can just like revise it, like what are the basic formulas or what are the logic. So you can it will help you, like you'll be able to solve, like we'll be sharing you the link, so you can go and solve the question, so it will ultimately boost your confidence. And one more thing, this is just a reference link, okay? So we are sharing so that it will boost your confidence. So after interview, don't come running and tell कि अरे आपने तो ये links दिए थे, इसमें से question ही नहीं आया है. So please, this is just a reference link, so that you'll be confident enough to solve those questions when you appear for an interview. Yeah, moving ahead, we have a GD round. Now, this is group discussion. Again, now this round, like aptitude is there in all the organization, but they have different set of like markings. Like some have negative and some don't have it. But GD round, like it completely depends on the organization. They might have a GD round or they might not have a GD round. So here I'll say that you need to be aware about what's happening around, as in you need to be you need to know about the technical terms or the current affairs. Like currently there is pandemic going on, so which are the different variants that had came and what are the ups and downs in the market. So basic knowledge you need to have, because any kind of topic can come in the GD round, and if you're not aware about the current topics, then you won't be able to speak up, right? So this thing you need to be careful when you go for GD round. Because during my interview, I had got a very easy topic. My topic was like, should tablet should be provided to the school students or not, which was very easy. Like anybody can have an debate on this. Like anybody can discuss. If I give this topic in the meet, now of course there will be students will be easy, like this topic is easy, you can have a group discussion right here. But I guess Samruddhi had some different experience. Samruddhi, what was the topic which was being given to you in the GD?
Yes, Srinidhi. My GD was not that lenient, I would say, because what happened is when we were made 8 or 10 of them, we went to a room and they made to sit us in a line, and
Hmm.
then they gave us a topic like, yeah, yeah, okay, uh, 1 second.
Sir, now,
Now, sir. Now, sir, am I audible? Okay, so Hmm. So my GD was not that lenient. They gave us a topic, a random topic, and the first person was not able to speak about it. Like he just went numb, and then the interviewer asked that, "Do you want me to change the topic?" So he changed the topic. So the first topic was like, "Do you encourage hawkers, like, or would you support hawkers who are working on the footpaths?" So that it has both the ways. Like we would say that they are poor people, they want to earn their liveliness, so in that case we would say it has both the side. But on the other hand, actually legally if we see, it is not right, because they are not paying taxes, they are not paying for the place they are working on. So this has both the sides, but we need to stand by our point. Whatever we say, whether we say to or whether we say it for against, we have to stand by it, we have to support it by legit reasoning.
Mhm.
So that was it.
Yeah. So next round, like we have is technical round. So I'll share my experience, like what all questions were being asked to me. So I was asked about about my project, like what role I have played while doing my project, and what was my project all about. What all technologies I have been used in my project, and like what will be the outcome of my project. And these were certain type of questions that were being asked to me, but a few of my friends were told, like they have told me that they were told to write some sort of code. Now the coding, some were asked to write codes in Java or something, and few people were told to write some queries, that is SQL and DBMS part. So now you need to be prepared. Like technical can be anything. They might ask you related to your project, or it might be related to coding or some syntax. Samruti, what about you? Like, what all questions were being asked to you in your technical round?
In technical round, they usually asked me about the a project which I have made in my TY, or else
Mm-hmm.
the mini project which we create before in the first semester or the previous semester. So they
Mm-hmm.
asked me about the what implementation I have done, or else what is the technology I have used, or what is it based on,
Mm-hmm.
and algorithms if I have used any. So that
Mm-hmm.
was a big question. And I would tell you guys that please know your project thoroughly, because this is going to be an online interview, so they may ask you to show a PDF or a screenshot of whatever project you have done so far. So be ready with it.
Okay. Yeah, so next round we have is essay writing. So again, now this will depend upon the company whether they want to conduct or not. But in this, they are basically checking your written English, like how good is your written English. Like this is specially this round is specially used to check how good is your written English, so that when you move to the MNCs, how well you draft your email, because while sending an email to the client, each and everything matters. So how you are writing the email, so little things matters a lot. So this round is specially for checking your English. And then we have is next round we have is HR round. So here will here the HR will majorly talk about the reallocation, and they'll ask you some question about your family background. Now again, I'll say reallocation is very important factor in interview, because during our time they had made us sign the bond. Now some companies have this bond for 2 years, a few companies have for 5 years, and few don't have. Now it depends like which company you're joining. So under training, what happens is they make us sign a bond, and when the training is completed, we have been allocated to project. Now in my case, like my base location for training was Mumbai only, and I was lucky enough to get a project in Mumbai itself. But there were few of my friends in my training batch who got reallocated to Bangalore. So like the project will be allocated in Bangalore location. So now what happened, they were requesting the HR. Some people literally cried that they didn't wanted to move out of Mumbai, but HR was like, they came with the contract paper, and they were like, you have signed it by your own consent, we never forced you to sign this paper. So now you can't deny to go to the location which we are assigning to you. So you need to keep this factor, like you need to be mentally and physically also be like prepared. If you are being reallocated to some other location, you are supposed to go to that location. You cannot deny it like at a later point of time, that I don't want this location, I want to work in Mumbai because I stay in Mumbai. So all these things are not entertained. Okay, because you yourself are agreeing that you are okay to reallocate when projects have been assigned. And at times, like what happened during the interview, you desperately say yes yes, हाँ चलो अभी यार हमको जॉब चाहिए, हम हाँ बोल देते हैं, बाद में देखा जाएगा. But what happens is, when you complete your training, and when once the project starts get assigning to you, it becomes difficult, because it's their responsibility also to like allocate you to the project. So like there are very less chances, until and unless your reason is very convincing to the HR, then only like you'll like, I'll hardly say like 1% of chance not getting reallocated to any other location. But yeah, you should be prepared for this like a reallocation thing. And what like I had my experience of working was completely in Mumbai only, but Samriddhi would share her experience because she had worked in every location. I guess she has worked on all the branches which were there in LTI. Yeah, Samriddhi.
Yeah, so what happened was, firstly, I got a mail 1 month before joining. So I got my joining date at Jan 2nd, 2019. So they told me that it would be Mumbai location, Airoli location, and I was waiting for this only, that they would ask me to join Airoli location, so I would join LTI only, because other companies like CapG and Infosys, they were asking us to join Bangalore or Kerala or Chennai, these locations. So that is why I was waiting for this joining letter from LTI. But what happened, just 3 weeks before this this joining date, in the month of December, midweek of December, they sent another email that, hello dear candidate, we are sorry to inform that your joining location has changed. So they changed the location from Airoli to Bangalore. And then, since now all the offer letter, I did not have any other offer letters but LTI, so I had to go there. And then I felt bad that I had to go to Bangalore to leave my house. But then it was okay, like I had to go, and I decided that I'll go for it. That was it.
Um, yeah. Okay. Moving towards the next thing. Yeah. Samriddhi, can you just change the slide? Like I'm moving towards the mandatory
Just a moment,
document. Yeah.
my PC is freezing.
No issue. Take your time.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving to the next round, is like it's not a round, like we can say mandatory things like mandatory documents which is required during your interview processes. Please make sure that you have all this documents in place, properly documented. You might be having your 10th and 12th mark sheet, but your rest semester mark sheet. Now, since it's everything is online, there you might have not even collected your mark sheet. I'm for sure. Like, don't wait for your interview day, and at the day of interview, you're rushing to the college and everything. Just avoid all this chaos, and prior to your interview, go and collect all your mark sheet, because at times you might not get your mark sheet also, even in the online process. If you try to reach college, and even if you are telling that मेरा interview है, please मुझे ये मेरा mark sheet मेरे पास नहीं है, मुझे इसका copy दे दो. It is not possible for the people who are working in the office also to get your mark sheet, because even they are not having your mark sheet handy, right? They have other process as well. So in order to avoid all these problems, better prior to your interview, go and collect all your mark sheet which are there in your college. And one more thing I'll tell you, if you don't collect your mark sheet now within a period of 2 to 3 years, generally they send your mark sheet to the university. सो कॉलेज से लेना बेटर होगा, वरना आपको यूनिवर्सिटी में धक्के खाने पड़ेंगे, एंड वहां पे कोई आपको एंटरटेन नहीं करेगा कि हाँ ओके आप आए हो, ठीक है आपका रिजल्ट देते हैं. दे विल लिटरली मेक यू रन टू ईच एंड एवरी काउंटर, वहां से ले लो यहाँ से ले लो. सो ये झमेले से अच्छा आपको कॉलेज से मिल रहा है, तो आप कॉलेज में जाके आपके मार्कशीट्स कलेक्ट कर सकते हो. About the backlogs, yeah, there might be student who is having KT in your semester 5. Now you have chance, like in semester 6 you can clear out that KT, because no active backlogs have been allowed when you enter a corporate. So at the time of joining, make sure that you don't have any active backlogs. Even if you have any, try to clear it out before you're joining, because at times happen, they give like they release the offer letter, they will allow you to join also, but in case if you say if you say that मेरा result आना बाकी है, they'll allow you, because this is a real scenario in my training batch. There were two candidates who were allowed to join, but as the KT results were out and they again got KT, they were directly terminated from that particular round. So such scenarios also happen. So try to clear your KT. Just because of this reason, don't lose your job, right? Or like every time you won't get such opportunity. So yeah. And minimum aggregate you need to have is 55 to 60%. बट अभी ये लाइन के बीच में मत रुको, बिकॉज हर कंपनी का पॉलिसी अलग होता है. किसी का 65 होगा तो तुम वहां पर बैठ नहीं पाओगे. लाइक बेसिक क्राइटेरिया होता है. सो ट्राई टू लाइक अचीव मोर देन दिस परसेंटेज, नॉट जस्ट 55 to 60. ट्राई टू लाइक कवर एटलीस्ट 70, मतलब 65 के ऊपर ये करना. And yeah, next is research about the company. Generally, what happens is during the interview, they might ask you, like, why do you want to join this company? What do you know about this company? And if you go ऐसे यहाँ चलो ये कंपनी का इंटरव्यू है, हम चले जाते हैं ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा जॉब. अगर तुमको कुछ पता नहीं है, that will really create a very bad impression. You need to know certain things about the company, like are they dealing with the stock market, or what is the are they hiring, is there any currently hiring going on for this organization? If they're hiring, what are the hirings for, who are their clients they're dealing with? Certain information you need to know when you go for interview. Moving ahead, the next round will be covered by Samruddhi. Samruddhi, over to you.
Thank you, Srinidhi. Okay, so the next point which we need to take care of it, next point I would say that our body posture, it plays a very important role, because you do not say a single thing but your body language sees it all. So the recruiter is going to scan your body language, or how the nervousness, or what kind of body language do you possess. So make sure whenever you sit for an interview, so don't tend to slouch, because we usually slouch without knowing. Unknowingly, we just sit with our bended back, but that puts a very wrong impression, and it would say, I would say that it shows that we do not have much confidence in us. So make a habit of sitting straight, or we tend to slouch while using phone, or while typing on laptop, or while writing. So in that case, just tell someone. When I was in second year or third year, so even I have this habit of slouching and putting just bent back. So I told my younger brother that whenever you see me slouching at home, now just point me out that to sit straight. So initially, my brother used to say that he used to point me out that Didi, sit straight, sit straight. But then after some time passed and I was not improving on it, then he used to come and just hit me from behind and Salman Didi, seedhe baith tu. So from that fear, I got that habit of sitting straight. Uh, because even when you are in office, like now, I don't think everyone will be working from home, but if we go to office, so there also people look at us, like they won't see but they would observe you, that the way you sit, the way you walk. So these things are important. I'll show you the slides once. I'll take a pause and then show you the slides so you can note down the points, because let's have this on camera discussion. And another important point is to maintain eye contact. So since in I gave from college, I gave this one-to-one in-person interview. The LTI person came to our college and he took the interview. There were some people, but now everything is virtual, so you'll be having your interview from home itself. So make sure that you look into the camera or look into yourself. Like I have pinned myself here so that my eyes, I can see where are my eyes roaming. So pin yourself, because what happens is the recruiter or the interviewer might not turn on his or her camera. So it's only you. You can see it's only your camera is on during the interview. So make sure that you have a proper eye contact. And also, like suppose I'm thinking of something, they ask me a question, the interviewer asks me a question, and I'm thinking of an answer, or else I'm recalling a thing, or recalling a memory. So my eyes could go here or there. So in that case, that is acceptable. But continuously, if the interviewer's camera is on, or also he's sitting in front of me, just consider that case. And if I'm not looking into his eyes, his eyes, so it shows that I'm not paying much attention, or else it shows that I'm not having much confidence to face the question. So take this minor things into consideration while sitting for an interview. And another point is, uh, take pauses while you speak, because when we tend to speak fast now, we fumble, or else we just forget what we were going to say. So talk slow, because it becomes a habit for us to just make the other person understand what we are saying, because he should be able to understand. The main motive of communication is to make the other person understand what are we trying to convey. And also try to handle your nervousness, because it's very normal that we tend to feel nervous before an interview, even before an exam or a viva, let's say. So every person has different ways of handling their nervousness. Like before an interview or before such things, this important things, I used to get a like different pain in my stomach, that I'm very nervous, and your hands will feel cold, and your feet might shiver as well. So I used to carry a small bottle of lemon juice, like homemade lemon juice. That I don't know, it did not do anything scientifically, did not do anything, but I used to feel relaxed while having it, because I had my mindset that no, this is refreshing and this is relaxing, so I'll keep it handy whenever I go from for every, like, even for board exams I used to carry that lemon juice with me. And talking about the next point, I would say that we need to have good communication skills, as Srinidhi mentioned, because HR round or any round, they'll assess us on these communication skills. So one language in MNC, all the MNCs over India, we follow one language, is that is English. So reason of this having English as a main language is because in Indian MNCs deal with foreign countries, and only mode of communication becomes English language. Also there could be clients which are from Asian region, suppose China or Japan. So we cannot learn, or we do not know Chinese or Japanese language, so English becomes the only medium. That is why it is important for us to have basic English or decent English knowledge, so we can able to understand what the person is trying to say, and also convey what we are trying to tell them. I would say that you can just learn English by daily communicating with your friends, or with your friends within your groups, or also start watching English series. Like I tried this because in this lockdown, I started watching English series, and then what happened for a week, I binged watched it like every day I just wanted to finish the episodes. So at the end of seventh day, like from the eighth day itself, your mind starts thinking in English because you're continuously listening to it. So that is another way of improving your English or getting into English completely. And also I won't say that we are not that high for English speakers, and there's always room for improvement. Like even I would say, I admit that even I'm not that very fluent in English. So just the main motive here is just become a decent English speaker. And you can also listen to audiobooks or podcast if you have access to. And another point is, do not fake accent. If you can carry it well, go for it. But my suggestion is, do not fake it, because the interviewer would come to know if you're faking your accent, and that becomes a very awkward situation that this person is faking. And another important point I would say is good listening skills. Like suppose people from all the part of world have a different accent, like English, American English accent is different, British English is different. Also the people from Asian countries, they they have a very, like, their accent is different. So enable to able to understand what they are speaking, we just need to listen to them carefully. Like suppose if person from any part of the world, from Malaysia calls you, or from Singapore calls you and tells you their server is not working, or he cannot able to log into his Outlook or any server. So you know those people, they do not have very good hand over English, good command over English. So you just need to understand, you just need to join the dots at what they are trying to say. So in that case, our listening skill becomes the key here.
Adding one more thing over here, like at times happen during the HR round, they might ask you any question. It may be personal or anything related to your technical thing. If you know about those things, be precise enough. Like, don't go for making stories and taking more of time, because again that will create a bad impression. If you know it, be precise enough and convey whatever you want to say. Don't take time and make big stories. So this all things also you need to be careful. Yeah. Yes, Amruti.
Yeah, well said, Shri. So just I'll show the slides in case you're noting down anything for a minute. Also, like this interview discussions with the recruiter could be um very silly, you may think. Like some recruiters may ask you a personal experience, like tell me about your favorite sport, and like
Hmm.
get into the stories of sports. So you cannot expect until it whatever comes to the recruiter, he may ask anything to you. But you do not feel nervous about it, or do not feel very like critical about it. It's okay, that is a phase, you'll pass.
And one more thing, like go while you like now it's online, but when you go for actual offline interviews, so it is not like the moment you go inside and you give interview, you have been monitored from the time you have entered. Okay, now if you're going in MNCs, everything has been monitored, not just the time you like you have been questioned. The time you enter, how you walk, how you sit, how you talk, everything has been monitored. So you need to be careful on this things also, how you sit, how you talk, because you never know who is like watching you. So yeah, this is also a thing, important thing, I'd say.
One moment. Okay, so talking about another important point, you would find me saying everything is important, like another important point, but all these things are important. Like you need to consider this. So talking about the next point, that is grooming. Grooming yourself is important because when you get into it, then you would say that we have this phrase now, the first impression is the last impression. So I know this is very cliche, but this is true in this interview scenario. So for boys, I would say they have very less choice, like only shirts and trousers. But for girls, we have many smart casual options, like you can go with kurtis, or you can go with shirts and trousers, or many other tops and tunics. So it depends on company to company. Like once you are into company, the LTA usually had smart casuals. Like people used to come in normal t-shirts also, but that was also related to the project. Like some project follow all day formals, and some project like all day casuals. So it depends on the company. But while during an interview, make sure you have good set of formals. Like invest in good shirts, decent shirts, and with subtle colors, which shows the formality and which shows decency in you. And also it it becomes like it shows we are presentable. So make sure you have a good attire during an interview, although it's not going to be visible. But still, let's get prepared when the COVID situation ends and we go for live interviews. And for boys, I would say that there is a trend we follow. I don't know, like I don't know, many boys could support it. No shave November, and that is over now. Like we are in Jan currently. But while in an interview, make sure you have trimmed beard. When like from 5 to 10 years ago, we used to have rule for clean shave for boys. So I know boys used to crib that we don't want to shave. I know that's a personal choice. But now it's okay. Like even if you have a good trim on your beard, that is acceptable. Just make sure it looks decent. It looks formal. And I would add on a tip over here. Like whenever you go for interview in person, or go you start going to the office, like suppose sometime client side, or you start working from office, then make sure your the color you wear a belt on your formals for boys. And also make sure the buckle, that is not fancy, it's a simple buckle. And make sure your the color of the belt matches with the color of the shoes. Okay, so that shows the uniformity over your attire. Srinidhi, I guess you had some,
Yeah,
you
I
just saw
had an
one incident. Yeah.
experience. Yeah, I have seen one incident when we went for a TCS interview. So we had to go to TCS office, and over there were like around 50 tables, and each table were having three people who were taking a interview for one person. And during that time, there was one candidate. His shirt button was open actually. So what happened? The interview's first question was like, "Why is your shirt button open?" And the way he answered was like, "I was feeling hot. That is why my shirt button is open." Now you need to have a state of mind, like what answer need to be given when such questions are being asked. So such answer is not acceptable, and because of this silly reason, his interview was further not conducted, and simply for this reason his opportunity was lost. Like they were like, we don't want such candidate who don't have the discipline, like how to answer such questions, or how to come for an interview. So these are the minute things you might not think like, ठीक है चलेगा यार गरम हो रहा है ये." But नहीं, you're going for an interview, so have that kind of like have that state of mind. So yeah, this is a real experience. I'm not cooking any stories. And yeah, so yeah, over to
I'll
you,
just,
Samrit.
yeah, I'll just put up the slide if anyone wants to note it down. Um, so another point I would move on to is relocation. Okay, since Srinidhi already spoke about relocation, but I would like to add on to it. We need to consider a particular few points while taking this relocation thing into consideration. What happens is when you relocate, so you're going to have the same salary, but suppose if someone is going to support their family financially from like after they graduated, they'll start working and start supporting their families. So in this case the financial aspect comes into picture, because you'll be staying out of the city, maybe Bangalore or Pune or Chennai, Kerala, or sometimes Kolkata as well. Or some companies may also recruit you to Noida, Gurgaon, that side. So what happens here is you have to pay the rent yourself. The company is not going to provide accommodation. So from the salary itself, you have to manage your rent, you have to manage your all expenses. And also if you manage to save, then you can send some money to your family. So it completely depends upon you whether you want to take this call or not. What happened during my batches, during that time we used to get 15,000 a month in the training period. So the people there just got into PG, which cost 5,000 per month, and then 5,000 they used to send home, and 5,000 they used for their own expenses, and also saved few, like 1 or 2 thousand per month. So just don't think about saving. Like this financial aspect should come at the end, because in the initial years of your career, we nobody expects you to save or else support your family. But this is very extreme. Like if you want to, or if the family needs you, then you take your call. And another aspect that comes into picture is emotional aspect. Like some people are very homesick, like they mummy chahiye papa chahiye, we cannot stay without their parents and family, and without cannot stay out of their house for a longer period. But this is very normal, like every person feels homesick. Even when I got relocated initially 2 3 weeks, I was like, wow, I love this feeling, I just want to stay here with no restrictions, no family. But then after a period of time, like after 2 3 weeks, I started feeling that I just wanted to go home. I did not wanted to stay there any longer. And then like I used to cry all night and I want to go home. I just don't want to complete this training as well. But then I thought that why we should not be quitting. Like this is very silly reason to quit just because we are feeling homesick. So this emotional aspect is important, but also just don't take it, like just don't let it take over your opportunity. And I feel I did not quit. Eventually I did not quit, I just stayed there, and we had a 8 months long training in the Bangalore. So meanwhile, from that time I got very used to being out of the house. uh, but then you will feel sometimes that if मैं घर पे रहती तो I could have saved money. But that's okay, you'll eventually, when you grow in your career, you're going to save and you're going to earn a lot anyhow. So don't think about it. And also when I got this Bangalore relocation email, I was happy. Like that was a mixed emotion. I wanted to go also. I was feeling sad, but I was happy as well that I'll be working in LTA. And this, I would say, this is a very great opportunity because you cannot go for a walk-in interview in these big MNCs. Only our colleges or this mass placements provide us this opportunity to interact or to get into or try an interview in this big multinational companies. Otherwise, खड़ा भी नहीं करेगा कोई actually.
Because at times happen when you go and walk in interviews, the interviews are very much into technicals, and technical as in they expect you everything, you should know everything. But when you go through campus interview, there are chances where technical questions are asked, like not with that much complexity. You might be having less complexity will be less, and you might be able to crack those interview. But if you go walking, the level of questions are very difficult, because during our switch, when we this was majorly walk-in interviews, the level of technical questions, oh my god, the complexity is very difficult. So try to get offer letter in your campus drive only. And talking about these savings, so like we were working in LTI, so we had many facilities in LTI. Like we used to get a breakfast. Then, like now it depends on which shift you work. So I used to work in morning also and night also. So like we used to get a breakfast. Then we used to get dinner as well, and a pick and drop was there. So these are the things where you can save money in case you are getting reallocated, and if you're working in shift. So in this manner also you can save money. If you think like अरे saving कैसे होगा, if you think like अरे reallocate भी होना है but saving नहीं हो रहा है तो नहीं जाते हैं. So you can consider this all things also, like if you're going for any company, what facilities they are giving you. So yeah.
Yeah, and also like companies are going to come to college, so just make the best use of it, of this opportunity. Okay, so coming to the next points, we are going to have online interviews as we said earlier. So just be prepared with a good set of earphones or headphones if you may have, and invest in some because you're going to use it throughout your work life. Okay, and make sure the web camera, like if you have web camera then it's okay, because anyways laptop has their own cameras. So make sure that it's cleaned and doesn't show any blurry image. Just have a pre-check of it before going to an interview. And also just have a demo meet with your group mates, whether your screen is like, whether your camera is visible, whether audio video is visible, and there is no lag. And make sure you have good network and good wi-fi connection. because you know what happens is, during an interview you may lose the question, like what the person is saying, what the recruiter is saying, or else the recruiter might not able to listen to you, that what you are saying. So just have a pre-check of it, like pre-check of the network, pre-check of the sound and video quality as well. Also, when in I gave, like, from Patkar College I got placed into LTA. So that was one to one interview, in person interview. But after I had just switched a couple of months ago in Fujitsu. So this Fujitsu people had everything virtual, the onboarding was virtual, the interview was virtual. So I would like to share like how my virtual interview went. So this, they would just put you, send you a meeting link to join to the interview, and just make sure like you join the meeting 15 to 10 minutes earlier. Because since Teams Meet, Google Meet doesn't give this issues, but Microsoft Teams does give, like the team is not starting up, the camera cannot start, camera cannot start audio, a lot of issues come into picture. So to just try to be on a safer side, yeah, just be present before time. And also consider all the points which me and Srinidhi have spoken, like eye contact, body language, your attire, and sit in a silent background. So there's like the thing happens, like if family is communicating or anyone, there's a noise coming from outside. So this mics are very sensitive to noise, like even the slightest noise it catches up. So
You can have noise cancellation headsets, so that are good when you go for interview, because in this there is good noise cancellation even if people are speaking in background, so it won't be like hearable to the person who is taking your interview. So you can invest in this sort of
hmm,
headsets, noise cancellations.
hmm.
Yeah.
Should you tell us about that Bharat's interview?
Yeah, actually, in my like my brother was a from COVID batch. So in engineering, they had this campus drive. So in one of his friend, he was having some technical issues, and he was not like he joined, and ultimately he faced some internet issue, and he came out of the meeting link. But then what happened was his interview was not the interview didn't happen only, so he had to connect with his coordinate and everything. Now what happened here is like this is a drawback. If your net like if there is an issue with your internet, so you might not be able to join back immediately in case if you don't have backup, and the people who are taking your interview are don't have that much time that they will come back to you and again they will proceed with the interview process. They're already short of time because they have to take an interview of so much candidates, right? So it becomes difficult for them to even remember like what will they do is, yeah, okay, this person connected, okay, there was some issue, okay, let it be, we'll proceed with the another candidate. So because now it's your problem, your technical like you were facing some technical issue, so there might be chances if your college is good enough, or if your college coordinate person coordinates with the person who's taking interview, and if they agree, you might be able to take another chance. Like you will get another chance, or else you have to keep sending email like मेरा interview नहीं हुआ, please मेरा interview ले लो. So now again you have to wait for next campus drive, and over there if they allow you to sit, then only you will be able to give the interview. So make sure that you have backup in place. Even if your Wi-Fi or internet goes off, you have different device as well in which you can connect it faster as possible. So yeah.
uh, yeah. So talking about the next things, I don't know why it is pop Emma. Okay, just you may write down these points if you want to. I'll just keep it for a minute. Also, I'll like to show some sample resumes you can prepare. Minute. And I believe you all have a lot of time, like to prepare for yourself. Like and don't take stress about it. It's okay. Like you don't need to stay awake for a night and then study for interview for technical thing. Whatever you know, whatever you have learned throughout your course from first year to third year, you can just be confident about it. And if you don't know few things, that is also okay. We are not supposed to know everything. Just give me a minute. I'll just put on the CV. Mm. Is my screen visible now? Shri, please confirm.
Not yet, Samruddhi. Hmm.
Now is it visible? Anyone can put in the chat. Okay, it's visible. One second. And A division, I did not get. Yeah,
Hmm.
got it. Okay, so this is a friend of mine. This is a sample resume. So since you are applying as a fresher, so your resume will start with education or your technical skills. Once you're an experienced person like us, so your resume, we call it CV. So that will start with your work experience. But in this case, we will start with your education details only. So put your name and your objective here and your personal information, and then your score throughout the education. And you may have taken some internships and trainings. So just mention about that as well. And add your certifications here as well, because certification gives weightage to your profile as well. So therefore, just make sure if you do not have, it's okay, don't worry. But if you do have, just add to your resume. So there are a lot of events happening in our college. So like, I don't know whether you have taken part in it or not, but if you're volunteered it, do mention it in your resume, your technical skills, and your hobbies. So just make sure you add all the facts, and just just ऐसे ही डालने के लिए मत डालो, because you know what, the recruiter may ask question about what you have put into resume. Like suppose you put Azure certificate here, so he or she may ask a question from that course or else from that language. So make sure you put into resume whatever you can answer. I'll show my current resume as well as an experienced person. So this is just a couple of months ago, before switching the company. I have prepared this. So there are a lot of websites which provide you templates to make resume. Like even Google has resume templates, or else you can use it from LinkedIn. LinkedIn also gives us customized, like it prepares a resume based on information which we feed in it. So there are a lot of options. So since I said earlier that this profile summary and work experience, this is important when you become experienced person. But since we are applying as a fresher this year, so you may start with your objective and then your academic scores. I just give a minute. I was looking for my resume when I was in final year. I just I just wanted to show you that. Also carry copies of your resume. Like you're now you'll be in virtual now, so make sure the PDF document is handy, or just also keep the Word document handy as well, because you may need to edit some things. So and try updating your resume every couple of months. Also, I would add on a tip here that always have a LinkedIn profile. Like since you're into going into professional career now, many of you might have created LinkedIn profile, but LinkedIn profile helps us a lot in this case. Guys, can you please confirm once if my screen is visible from both the
Yeah,
meets,
Samriddhi.
A and B
It's
division?
visible.
Okay. Okay, so this was the very first resume I created when I was in TY. This is a very simple resume. Like I just created in Word, did not use any template. So started with the career objective and then technical skills. So we had a lot of, like we have a lot of subjects throughout our course. Like every semester we had 4 to 5 subjects, so we would learn 3 to 4 languages every semester, but you do not know all, or else you are not confident about all. So just put the things which you are confident about, put in your education details. And if you have any KT or backlogs, just tell the recruiter this: I have KT in this semester, but I'll try to clear it in this coming semester. I think you might be in your last semester, है ना? So you have time. Put everything what you have volunteered, because that creates an impact that this we are into extracurricular activities as well. Okay, that's all. So now the forum is open for your questions. Unmute and ask a questions. I would say unmute yourself rather than putting in chat.
Uh, yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Ayush Chaubey. I'm from TYBSCCS. So, yeah, there's one question in my mind from the beginning of my career that I've listened to many a times that only the BTech graduates are able to crack the product-based companies. So you can just tell me how can if I'm currently working in a let's go with the situation. If I'm currently working in a service based company, so how would I able to crack the product based companies, or what will be the roadmap for it?
Okay, one
One
second.
second, Shivani. We'll go one by one.
No, no,
Let us,
wait, Srini, these are two different meets.
yeah.
Shivani, just give us a moment. I'll just reiterate what Ayush has asked us. So
Hmm.
Ayush from different division, I think B division, he asked that there are situation where we are working in service based company like LTI, Accenture. These are service based company, but while applying for product based company, there are only BTech guys who get shortlisted or cleared. Okay, so he's asking that what is the way we could go through it. So I would say that initially, now while you are getting recruited, you'll be working with BTech guys as well. Like you are from BSc IT or BSc CS or BCA as well. Okay, so you'll be working with BTech guys. You will have like batchmates from BTech as well. So just be sure, just like you and him or you and her will be having same experience as you once you leave the company. So initially, I'm not sure, like initially we'll be starting with service based, like me and Srinidhi also started with service based company only. But now I'm working in Fujitsu, and Fujitsu is an product based company. So it solely depends upon you whether what are your skills, how well do you manage, and it's all about the first interview. You know, when you, I'll tell this one thing which you might find it sad, but actually this is a fact. Like we'll be working with BTech guys from as a fresher batch. Okay, but BTech guys will be paid more than you because their degree holds a higher value. And so, but this happens only for the first time, like the
Hmm.
first job you'll do for the as a fresher. Once you switch, the gap, the salary gap gets reduced. And also, like, just focus on yourself, focus on your skills. Just if the company, the project is not providing you that much exposure, have your own learning, have your own courses, like take up courses on Udemy or an academy and try learning itself. Like you brush your knowledge and then go for interview. Because when we get experienced, like पहले अभी नहीं मिला product based, ठीक है, try after a couple of years. Try switch करने के time देख लो कि product based if you can hit for.
Hmm. Because
Okay.
it's all about skills, how well
Hmm.
you develop your skills. It's not that you'll not be able to get into a product-based company. Now it completely depends upon your skill, which how you're making yourself different from that particular person. How well is your skill? If your skills are good enough, then you can work in whichever company you want to. If you're like you need to invest yourself in learning new technologies, making yourself up to date, which technology is currently going on. So yeah, if you work on your skills, you'll able to work in any MNCs, like any company.
Ayush, did we answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Shivani, please go ahead.
Now it
Wait,
completely depend upon the,
Srinidhi, we need to reiterate in the
yeah,
other.
yeah, sure.
Okay, so Shivani asked a question that when we go for an interview, okay, and if we get rejected, so is there a criteria whether whether they will have only these many set of people uh, appearing for the next round, or else uh, like what to be done after getting rejected?
Yeah, so now I'll answer this. Now it completely depend upon the organization. Because in big MNCs, what they do is, even if they don't have the project, they'll hire you. They'll hire in any number of like candidates, and they'll make you sit in the bench also, but they'll hire you. But during the interview thing is that you need to crack all the rounds, like how well you speak, how good you are in terms of technical things. So all these things, this will matter, but limit, there is no such limit. It depends upon the skills and how well you carry yourself. Yeah, these are the things. And what more? Like, Samriddhi, do you want to add anything to this?
I would say that don't say don't make a mindset that select होना है reject होना. That is okay.
Uh,
Just give
and
the
you'll,
interview
I,
for sake of your experience. Like face
hmm,
it, experience it, and you'll get a lot of opportunities. बहुत सारी companies आएंगे, and
and let
also if
me
not, sorry,
टेल वन
Shivani.
मोर एक्सपीरियंस नो नो अगर आपको ऐसे लग रहा है कि नहीं अगर हम रिजेक्ट हो गए तो क्या, आई विल शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस। मैंने स्टार्टिंग में जितने भी इंटरव्यू दिए सब में मेरा लाइक पहले मुझे ऐसे लगा ठीक है चलेगा, बट जब मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स मतलब प्लेस हो रहे थे एंड आई वाज लाइक शिट मेरा ही नहीं हुआ अभी तक, and literally I cried also that day. But then like my sister consoled me like there is not just one particular company, बहुत सारे आएंगे, and there were many good companies and I got placed later. Starting में even I was rejected, and अब जब reject होते हो ना, you can like this is a good thing if you ask the HR like can I get the feedback so that I will improve in my next round, or like next time whenever you go for an interview, so you can work on the things, like they will provide you the feedback, so you can always ask for the feedback like what is the reason I was rejected. So yeah, so you can work on your feedback which is provided by the HR.
Okay. We have questions in chat. Okay, so Adarsh is asking, can we do job as well and pursue masters side by side? Okay, so Adarsh, we are working and also we are having masters. Like I know we took a break, like we passed out in 2018 and then uh, took up masters in the year 2020. Like there was 2.5 years ka gap.
Hmm.
So it depends on you, but if you can manage both job and masters, go for it, because masters is always an add-on. I know MSc or MSc CS, that I you know people won't ask, like when you are working in a company, they do not bother about a master's degree. But when you work in a company for a longer period of time, like suppose 5 years or 10 years, so that time they consider these qualification while uh, going for promotion or any onset opportunity, because there your education will come into picture. And yes, you can do masters side by side, Adarsh.
Hello. Uh, Actually, I wanted to ask, now you just said like we can pursue masters, but
Mhm.
is there any drawbacks like related to that? Like there is like 3 to 4 years gap in your bachelor's degree and master's degree. So is there a drawback or something like that?
uh,
No,
I
Avdut,
don't
I
think
don't.
so. Yeah, there is no drawback. It's up to you, like how well you grasp again. Like because there will be little gap, like 4 years, and you might find it difficult to again come into a student phase and study. So that will be a thing. But apart from that, I don't think so. There will be any drawback. And there is one more question, but
And Avdut, professionally, I don't think they would consider this gap. Like this is not
hmm,
an education gap.
yeah.
Only until your graduation, until your bachelor's degree, they'll consider the education of gap, that only 1 year is allowed. But masters you can do at any point of your life.
Because you're working also, you're not leaving your job, and if you're not working and if you're not studying and all of a sudden you want to do masters, then that will be considered as a gap. Like what did you did for that particular period? So there might be like question coming, like there will be question like what you did in that period. So yeah, but apart from that there is no drawbacks. Moving to next question. Like there is a question in the chat. What is your advice about joining a startup if it is like a good one? So I'll say that if you join startup, you'll get to learn each and everything from the scratch. You'll be able to work on different technologies, not just one particular project. Because in startup, you have to look after each and every module, everything. If it's if we go for a developer, front end, back end, everything you have to take care. You will be able to work on all this like this part. But if you're working in MNCs, so over there we work in different teams, right? There are different teams who are working for that particular thing. If I'm working on SQL, so I'll work on SQL only. Other part will be taken care by some other department. So these are the drawbacks when you work in MNCs. But in startup, I'll suggest first you should go with startup only. If you want to grow career wise, if you want to learn more technology, then you can skill up yourself by joining a startup company, and then you can move to big MNCs. So yeah, I hope that is answered. We can unmute Yuraj. No, not Yuraj.
Yuraj, yeah.
No, that
Yuraj
one.
is asking, can we use online resources in our job like GitHub, Stack Exchange, or Stack Overflow? So Yuraj, when we work in a company, so that company resource we might be using company laptop. So that completely depends on the company policy whether these websites are accessible or not. Like when LTI laptops, they allowed us to browse a lot of sites, these technical sites. But when I started using Fujitsu laptop does not even allow to access me Gmail or Google anything. Like they are just allowing me to use Fujitsu website and Fujitsu web links only. And also if you're asking that whether we can use things or resources from these sites, then it completely depends on your project. You can use it, but also make sure that you have a word with your senior or a person working with you and then use it. Okay, any other questions? What type of question we can face related to company? Vaibhav is asking this. So uh, they can ask you like
Who
what
are
is
their
the
clients? What kind of clients they deal with? If they want to ask you this in interview, so they can
Mhm.
ask like, do you know about our clients? Which clients do we deal? So as I was working in LTI, so we had Carrier as a client. So like this all thing you can answer. Apart from that, they might ask you about if they have does the company has their stock market, so what are the current price which is going on. Apart from that, if they are contributing to any of the, like now currently there is pandemic, so if they have donated anything to any particular NGOs or that, so are you aware about it, what social work they do? So they might ask you, or if they are coming with any kind of automation or any technical projects, so are you aware about such projects? So this kind of questions might be type of answers they might expect from you to know if they ask you such questions. Samriti, you can also add if you have anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I think you said it all.
Class was shant, like nobody's
Ah,
unmuting. Like yeah,
mm-hmm.
Shivani. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm, mhm. As a fresher, when company comes to college for recruitment or you go for mass interview or mass placement, so they have a fixed package. Like they might not reveal it, but they have a fixed package or component for the freshers. So in this case, uh, if they ask you what do you expect, so you just put up a range, like uh, what of you just tell them that whatever a freshers get as per market standards, like between uh, I don't know what is the standard now for freshers, like between 10 to 20,000. You expect that, like put a longer range so that you don't fall into that trap. ज़्यादा बोल दिया कम बोल दिया. And also, I don't think as a fresher in MNC they would ask you this question because they
Hmm.
already have decided a package for you. But if
Yeah.
you're going into walk-in, like if you're going for another like startups or another company, other companies as a walk-in, so there they might ask you, and you can quote whatever as per market standard, what is the value right now.
And
I don't.
if your skills are good enough, and if the package which they are giving you, and you're not satisfied with that, then you can take a stand for yourself. Like you can prove yourself, and like you can explain them that I have this particular skills, and I feel I should have at least this kind of package. So this
Mhm.
comes when you're confident enough about your skills, and in case like if you want to know what package has been provided to this particular designation, then you can go at Glassdoor, and over there you can search for the
Mhm.
package range, like what package has been generally provided to this particular designation of this particular experience. So you can compare over there, Glassdoor. I hope we answered your questions, Shivani.
Okay. Okay, Yuvraj is asking, is it okay for the master's degree directly after a bachelor's degree? Yes, Yuvraj, that completely up to you because, I'll tell you the scenarios you might face. Like, suppose you are working in a company, like you got selected in a company and you want to do masters as well. So, if your company location is outside Maharashtra or outside Mumbai, so until there is work from home you could manage, but if they call you to office, will you be able to manage it? Will you be able to adjust your shift or take leaves and then come back? And even if you choose not to go for working, you'll go for studies only, that is also, I would entertain that answer as well, because that's completely your decision. You could just focus on your MSc only, or your master's degree, or MBA, or any MCA degree only. Yuvraj, did I answer you? Okay. Anjali is asking.
Samruddhi, will you please drop that reference link so that they can solve those questions from there?
Yes, yes, I'll drop those aptitude links. You could
Mm.
just refer those, but don't rely on those because these
Yeah,
are the type of questions which can be asked. But what is going to be asked, that we cannot tell.
completely depend.
Hmm.
Yeah, depend on the company now.
Hmm. Anjali is asking, how can you prepare for aptitude and what level
Aptitude.
it could be? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I'll just drop the links. Okay, okay. IndiaBex is one of the sites. Also, if you search like what company is coming now, हाँ हाँ guys, अभी कौन सी कंपनी आ रही है? Could anyone in chat let me know?
TCS. Okay.
TCS, okay. TCS, na. So
Okay.
just search in Google that mock aptitude for TCS, and you'll get a lot of links and go through that links. I'll just put in TCS का already बहुत सारा mock aptitude. We have a lot of links provided by
TCS में
TCS.
and technical में मतलब तुम ज़्यादा प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा because like they ask less of personal question and more of technical question about the syntax code. No, this is my personal experience. They literally made me write the SQL queries और एक के पीछे एक तो पैनल में तीन तीन लोग बैठे होते हैं और एक के पीछे पूछते ही जाते हैं एंड not just coding, concepts भी पूछते हैं. From electronics, they had asked me regarding the triggers, like different types of trigger. I still remember. So yeah, it is not just coding or coding or SQL part nahi. From your concept, like your theory concept, also they ask from your sub depending on the subject you have currently. So you need to know about those things also.
Okay. And every company will have different rounds. Like LNT में बहुत सारे rounds हैं, like GD,
Hmm.
essay writing, ये सब LNT में होता है.
Yeah.
I don't know अभी change हुआ रहेगा तो, but सब company के rounds may differ. This time we have Geo, Accenture, TCS as well. But apply for all of them. Sit for all of them, I would say. And also, abhi, this is a time when you are getting exposure. Abhi सिर्फ experience के लिए करो, सिर्फ knowledge के लिए करो. Don't go for salary package. This comes very later.
Hmm.
Do it for experience. Because as a fresher, when we have fresher, we do not have any market value. The company is going to invest in you. The company is going to train you from the basics. Starting se they'll give foundation knowledge as well. So
Hmm.
that is why they ask for bond, because you may have 4 to 6 months training usually. So in this they'll invest 6 months. You're not work. They are paying you, but you're not giving anything to the company. That is why the bond thing comes into picture. क्योंकि उनको वसूल करना है ना, उतना ट्रेन किया तुम लोगों को.
And like few companies, they also provide you with the certification. Like now, like during the pandemic, LTI was providing pre-certification, Microsoft's
Hmm.
pre-certification. So जिसको करना है करो. They literally used to send email every day कि please enroll for this certification, please complete this certification, and it was of free of cost. जो अभी मतलब हर कंपनीज नहीं प्रोवाइड करती है एज आई एम करेंटली वर्किंग इन स्टार्टअप कंपनी योर लाइक आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट आई हैव टू पुट माय ओन मनी बट इन डिफरेंट कंपनीज जहाँ पे मतलब फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट में आपको मिलता है ये सब सर्विस सो यू कैन यूटिलाइज दैट ऑल्सो or else at times happen you clear the certification exam and you'll get the reimbursement from the company. So again, this is a like bonus only for you. You develop your skills, the company is paying for you. You just have to invest in it. Yeah, and one more thing, like it is not always possible. Like अभी तुम्हारा graduation हो गया, तुम select भी हो गए, and तुमको तुरंत ही joining नहीं आएगा. So there will be time. So in that particular thing, or like in that particular period, also you can invest in learning some new technologies or building up your skills. Because in my case, I got the offer letter like I got the joining letter with like I was supposed to join within 2 months, and in case of Samruddhi's scenario, I guess Samruddhi were at home for 6 months, I guess.
Yes, yes, yes. I got
Yeah.
the call offer letters in like June. May we completed with our exams, May June May, and then
Hmm.
in month of July or August, I got this offer letter from Infosys. But नहीं जाना था Bangalore, so I did not go. And then फिर उसके बाद एक और आया सितंबर अक्टूबर में. But then उसके बाद I was waiting for LTI as I told earlier. तो LTI के लिए I was waiting, so that offer letter came in the month of November कि Jan में joining है. तो 7 months के लिए I was at home कि अब आएगा अब आएगा अब आएगा. So we cannot expect कि कब companies offer letter release करे. So you have that time to utilize कि कुछ course कर लो, like we have many courses, like even Microsoft Azure provides courses. You just need to sit for
Hmm.
the sessions, and then like that
Like
is a
you
2 day
can
session,
learn
huh, 2 session.
scripting
And then
languages
hmm,
or
and you'll get
scripting languages.
exam code, exam coupon, and then you can वो something 4,000 का exam रहता है if you pay. But if you get the exam coupon, if you sit for the session, you'll get the exam coupon for free, and then apply it and just apply for the exams, sit for the exams. उसमें certification भी हो जाएगा, क्योंकि time रहता है बहुत. अगर if you're getting offer letter, then well and good कि फटाक से तो you are getting uh, busy, but if you have time, then go for it.
And ऐसा भी scenario आएगा जहाँ पे you will get placed in 3 4 companies, and at the time of joining you'll be confused कहाँ जाओ कहाँ join करो. So at that time, like you can talk with your seniors who are currently working in that particular organization. You can ask how is the how is everything in that organization, what kind of projects you have, what is your experience. So you talk with your friends who are currently working, and then accordingly, whichever thing you feel, I should go for this company, then you can go. Like this scenario will definitely come, because even we were having different offer letter, and we had asked this question to our seniors, like kaha join kare, what kind of training does a company give. Okay, now again, it depends on the company, which project they are having, and exactly where they want to allocate you, in which technology they will be like which project they are having, and how much resource they need. So we were trained in Windows, Linux, networking, and I guess there was SQL
Database.
as
Hmm.
database, yeah, SQL as well. But then we were trained in this thing, so ultimately it is not always possible that तुमको जिसमें training मिला वही same project मिलेगा. So it completely depends on the requirement of the company. If they need you in SAP technology, if there is a high number of requirement in SAP project, so they might put you in SAP technology. I had got a project in Linux only. My first project was in Linux, so I was trained about the basics. But later, like in when I started working in projects, so we had some advanced concept as well. So it completely depends. But in my batchmate, in my training batch, there were few friends who were put into SAP technology. Now don't worry, ऐसा नहीं कि अरे हमको training ही नहीं दिया, अभी कैसे हम काम करेंगे. So don't worry, you will be having your seniors who will be providing you with the KT, that is knowledge transfer, how the process, how what kind of process they have, how do we work on this technology. So they will teach you, and ultimately you'll learn things. So again, it depends on the company, I'll say, which technology, which project they have.
Hmm.
I hope I have
Also,
answered you.
also, guys, company is not uh, taking consideration like what you want to do, like उनके requirement के हिसाब से they'll place you anywhere. Also ऐसा मत सोचो कि you'll get into development also. IT is very vast. It has support, it has development, it has server infrastructure management, a lot of things are into IT. So that completely depends on company where they place you. But ऐसा है कि there are people that इनको development ही करना है. So just make sure you go with that path only. You can go if you are getting support, then don't get disappointed because it is also a part of IT. Okay, any more questions?
Mhm.
Shivani is asking, like you said, like as you said, you were trading for LTI, and for that you did not accept any other company offer. So did they LTI tell you priorly that you can expect the offer letter? Okay, so when we do not accept the offer letter, now we need to tell companies that why are we not accepting it. Okay, so ऐसा करना नहीं चाहिए. जो पहले आए ना आए, उसे जो पहला ऑफर आया एक्सेप्ट इट. आई डिड द रॉन्ग थिंग एक्चुअली, क्योंकि कल को अगर एलटीआई रिलीज ही नहीं करता, सो आई वुड हैव बीन जॉबलेस. मुझे खुद का खुद देखना पड़ता. सो आई वुड सजेस्ट जो पहले ऑफर लेटर रिलीज करे ना, गो फॉर इट. Don't wait for any offer letter. And answering to Shivani's question, that LTA did not give any prior intimation or kuch bhi, they are not explaining that how much time will it take. We just kept them dropping mails the HR people are very busy. They do not entertain us. So they did not let us know. But I was just on the assumption that yes, a lot of people were waiting from our college itself. So I thought that we'll get at some point of time. But that was actually a wrong decision, I would say. Not wrong, I have landed in a good place, but at that point of time it seemed wrong because I
Yeah,
wasted my
because
7 months. Now, Srinidhi is 3.5 years experience, 3.6 years, and I am 3 years experience. So my 6 months of experience is gone.
and one more thing, if you don't answer if you don't answer the calls, or if you don't reply to the emails which have been, like, if you're having a offer letter and they are telling you to join, and if you're not answering their calls, or if you're not sending them an email that you won't be able to join because of any XYZ reason, there might be an a case where they might put your name into blacklist, because you like the offer letter was released and you didn't join it. So at that time, make sure that you at least send an email which is convincing, and you make tell them the reason that this is the genuine reason and we won't be able to join. Just don't tell, if you're getting good offer over somewhere else, don't tell that we're getting some good offer. Say them, you're going for any master's degree, or you are investing time in learning some skills or something, some answer which is convincing, not just that I got better offer so I'm not joining your company. ऐसा, so because at times happen, because ऑफर लेटर रिलीज हो जाता है और आप ज्वाइन नहीं करते हो, तो वहां पे ब्लैक लिस्टिंग का चांसेस रहता है। कुछ कुछ कंपनी का होता है, कुछ कुछ कंपनी में ये नहीं होता है, लाइक दे डोंट ब्लैक लिस्ट यू, they love you after 6 months. Like again, you can come for the interview and you have to go with the all process, and then they will decide offer letter देना है कि नहीं देना है, ऐसा। How much time
Also,
after
a
the
point.
check you got the offer letter? It depends. Generally, within a week, we get a confirmation that congratulations, you have cleared this round. We will be sending you the offer letter. So within an week, we get the offer letter. And joining letter depends. I had received it after a 1 month only. Like within after the results, 2 month I was at home and then I joined LTI. So in my case, I have received very early, both like in TCS also and for L&T also. बहुत जल्दी offer letter आ गया था. But yeah, I went for LTI actually. Because TCS was calling me to Kerala, so I was not okay with that location. So I went for, now it is completely personal choice. Like it's your call where you want to go.
Also, company make us sign bonds. So bond usually 2 years का रहता है, like usually 2 years company रखते हैं. Infosys में I think 1 year का था, L&T 2 years, TCS भी 2 years का रखती है. And there's one
Wipro
more company we
5.
went for, Wipro kept for 5 years. Okay, so 5 years is very huge commitment. Also, Wipro was saying that they would provide us MTech degree as well. So that is a win-win situation, that even if we have chosen Wipro, so 5 years ka de rahe commitment, but also they are giving us MTech degree. So that's a good deal. But also that's a personal choice whether you're willing to commit for a company for that longer duration. And also, abscond ka case. Abscond is a term which we use when we join a company and we are in a bond, and then we run away. We leave the company without informing them and just disappear. So that is a term abscond we use there. कि इसने abscond कर दिया. So um, when you get into company, I know ये बात का बहुत बात है. Once you get into company, just make sure that you are uh, bond follow karo, ki you're into the bond. Just don't
Hmm.
think of leaving it or absconding or running away, because you know what happens that these are very big companies, L&T, TCS, Geo, Accenture. They have very big contacts with other clients, other companies as well. So once you abscond in a company, you will be getting blacklisted in that company. And then since you're blacklisted, the blacklisted names will appear in other companies profile as well. Like if you try for another company, so they might not consider you because you've already absconded them. Also, there are a lot of legal issues will come into picture if you break the bond or if you abscond. And I like in our batch, in our training batch, we had this scenario. One girl, she joined Capgemini, and then after a couple of months, 2 3 months, she left Capgemini and came to LTI. And then in there is a process, background verification, which every company follows. Okay, once we are into company, they just verify our background, our address, our studies, our mark sheets and all. Don't fake mark sheets also. If you have scored less, just admit you have scored less, because background verification is a thing. like uh, why to put a dark spot on our profile? So कुछ भी झूठ मत बोलो, just tell them the truth. ओके, एंड द थिंग इज कि एब्सकॉन उसने हाँ, कैब जमिनी की लड़की, उसने एब्सकॉन कर दिया था, एंड देन शी केम टू एलटीआई, बट बैकग्राउंड वेरिफिकेशन में पकड़ी गई. सो उसको क्या बोला कि either you pay the bond amount, which was 2 lakhs then, so 2 lakhs to Capgemini and join into LTI. But also in LTI also you will remain blacklisted since you have absconded the other company, because anyway she had to. But then she left LT as well, and nobody knows where she went after that. So this bond is very like serious commitment with the company. Okay, any more questions? Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
No, until and unless you don't join ना, तब तक you can't say like मैं यहाँ पे join करूँगी तो मैं वहाँ नहीं कर सकती हूँ. अगर एक बार आपने join कर लिया, like process होता है where you have to sign all the contract papers and everything. If that is done, then you can't like go back and join some other company. Until and unless the joining process are not done, you can't say like I can't join there. सिर्फ हाँ मतलब ऑफर लेटर मिला है दोनों का, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू कैन डिसाइड. बट एक ही ऑफर लेटर मिला है और ज्वाइन नहीं किया है अभी तक, सो यू कैन वेट फॉर द अदर ऑफर लेटर, बट वंस यू ज्वाइन देन लाइक देन यू कांट गो बैक
हम्म.
लाइक.
हाँ, वंस यू आर इनसाइड द कंपनी, जब जब तक तुम कंपनी के अंदर नहीं चले जाते ना, डोंट कंसिडर इज एज जॉइनिंग, बिकॉज यू विल बी गेटिंग
हाँ,
मेल्स, बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड करने रहेंगे, साइन, यू हैव टू क्रिएट सम पेपर्स एज वेल, सम acknowledgements you have to create. So that takes a lot of time, 2 3 weeks, around a month जाता है. So until you are into start working in the company, start the training, तब तक don't consider कि joining has completed. And also once you have joined, you have entered into a company. So other companies, like अगर TCS वाले बुला लेते हैं, start कर देते training, then you can tell LTI that you have already joined into another company, so you won't be taking that offer. But जब तक नहीं आता, just uh, stay open to all. And so it's okay, like they are just asking about the availability, Shivani, that from when are you available, when are you getting when are your studies getting over.
because they might be putting you into some batches, or they are making like they're preparing some batches, so again they also need the count. Okay, this person will be able to join by this month, so we'll allocate him into this batch. So it's that because of that maybe they are asking you about it.
Also mm, also, while in an interview, they will ask you one question. We missed that question, that are you willing to work in rotational shifts? Okay. So the service based company, these are working, like even me and Srinidhi work 24/7. So they will want people who are willing to work in 24/7 shifts. So just go for it. Just don't try not to say no, because there are people who will say that my parents won't allow in night shifts. So
Hmm.
रिक्रूटर को चांस मिल जाता है कि हाँ शी इज नॉट डूइंग नाइट शिफ्ट, वी शैल नॉट कंसिडर हर. You're welcome. Okay, any more questions?
Okay, ma'am. So I am giving a vote of thanks now. If anybody has questions, you can post in the chat box.
What if we do not know the answer? Answer the question the HR has asked. Okay, so Sakshi is asking this
You can
question.
be
What?
honest, like
Hmm,
if
hmm.
you don't
If you
know about it, you can directly say it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not aware about this. But if you don't know, better say no. Like you're not aware about it. So,
hmm.
yeah.
It is
बिकॉज
okay if
उनको
you do not know.
समझता है उनको उनको भी
Hmm.
समझता है अगर तुमको नहीं पता और तुम स्टोरीज बना रहे हो ना दे कैन इजीली फिगर इट आउट so I rather say like you can say I'm sorry I'm not aware about this or if it is related to technical or something you can say I'm sorry I'm not able to recollect it for now you can say like this so
Also
it's
show
okay.
that
Hmm.
that you are eager to learn. Like if you do not know, like we had
Yeah.
advanced Java, you might also have it, not sure, but advanced Java का कुछ पूछ लिया and you do not know, so you just tell them कि इतना नहीं आता, I do not know much about it, or else I have no idea on it, but I am willing to learn. So show that, show your willingness that you'll be learning if
Hmm.
required to.
Any more questions? बी डिवीजन से अभी कुछ क्वेश्चंस नहीं आ रहे हैं सब थक गए
We
लगता
heard
है
other way around. We heard other way around that B division is active,
सब चाय पीने चले गए
but
लगता है
actually it's ulta.
in A also I guess only Shivani is asking what about other people there will be definitely questions in your mind and I'm for
Ah.
sure about it so ask it guys
And don't consider us ma'am. We are just your
हाँ
batchmates,
yeah
just passed out a couple of years before. अगर ये फेस टू फेस होता, if we would have come into a class, तो बुला बुला के पूछते कि ये करके, ये क्वेश्चन है वो क्वेश्चन है. Just don't make it formal.
No questions, guys?
actually it's been answered by other
The other
person
questions.
okay Adarsh so did you guys have gone for any interview any campus interview till now any drive happened yes. So how was your experience? Like, what issues did you face? You can tell us about that also, no? Like, did you came across any difficulties or anything? Like,
Not a problem. Okay, the problem is that we are not able to clear the aptitude test only. Not an issue, not an issue. Because just prepare well for it. Also,
hmm,
aptitude mein also they have an algorithm. The company has an algorithm. कि इतना aptitude में they sometimes ask us to write a phrase or else check our typing speed or word knowledge of words. So in that case they have put some filter over there. So not an issue. It's okay. बहुत सारी companies आएंगी. Just keep preparing from online mock aptitude. You'll be able to clear it. During TCs, I know this NQT and all. A lot of even I have faced this issue.
there's one question. from Mansi. When does the company starts the interview round after the aptitude test? Now, like it depends. It will be on that day itself, or it will be on next day. Like they will be sending you an email, if you are selected for these next round. So they'll send you the agenda and everything, like what all rounds they have. So once the results are out, if they have time, they might take the interview immediately after your aptitude test, or else it will happen next day or a day after, a day after the, like 1 day gap you might get. So depends on the time limit they have. If they are free and they can conduct, they can proceed.
Also, if just talk it out when ये issues है, software issues हुआ या फिर this company has given us one round clearance and not calling for other round. Just talk to Mokshita ma'am or talk to teachers that we are a group of people. We got the selection email but did not get the further notice. So what about it? Okay.
Neeraj Sharma is saying like, what you think about the institution like Masai School and Newton School courses that teachers and give job. We have to pay fee after placement above 5 lakh. Please don't fall for such scam.
Mm.
Nobody over here will give you job where you have to pay and then you have to work. So these all things are scams, so better don't fall for it. If any company is hiring you, they won't ask you for money. Okay, they will just have do the formalities like the document verifications, your technical skills. All this will be considered, but you have to, when you have to pay, then it's always a scam. So don't fall
Also,
for all these
and
things.
5 lakhs is truly a huge amount.
Yeah, and
But
at times
hmm,
happen like you are not getting job and you desperately need a job, so you invest. So I rather say please don't go. There will be such an institute where they manipulate students and they try to cover money from you people. So yeah, this is not a good option. Like don't fall for all these things. Work hard, go for interview. It's okay if you fail. You'll get other companies. There are n number of companies. Keep giving interview. किसी ना किसी में तो हो ही जाएगा.
hmm. Also, Neeraj, you know what? Like there are some institutes. Like I have my friend who did not get into any placement, but she tried for some course, ABAP, SAP ABAP. She's an ABAPer now, so she went for this course and she paid for learning, not for the placement. She paid for learning. She paid something around 35,000 for the 2 to 3 months course, and then she get placed from there only. So there are some coaching institutes which tell that you take a course from us, so do that for learning if you're willing. Learning, I would say yes, but don't rely on that institute or that agency that they'll provide you the placement as well. Also, there is a lot of scam happening there, that the institute again called her, then since you have gotten placed in a company that was a third party company, so you have to pay this amount like 50,000 to us as a as a commission. And also scammers are everywhere. Don't fall for this. But if you're investing in learning, do invest in it, I would appreciate it. But don't pay anybody for placing you somewhere. Nobody does that for free.
There is one more question. Like, if we break our bond by paying the money, so we will be blacklisted or not? No, if you are paying the amount, like at times happen where students have to go for masters abroad. So within you are still there in your bond period, and you need your this experience certificate. So at times the company may allow you to go, but they may tell you that you are still in the bond, so you better pay the amount. We'll provide you with the experience certificate and everything. So that in that scenario, you won't be blacklisted. If you're paying the money, then you won't be considered as a blacklisted candidate.
Uh, you paying the money and you have a legitimate answer, legitimate reason
Yeah.
why you're leaving it just for the sake of another company. Just don't do it. And
Hmm.
don't do it. I would say don't go for breaking the bond. But if you have some genuine reason, then okay.
There is one
Okay.
more question. Does
Adarsh is
online
asking. Does online Udemy
Udemy
courses
course
hold value in MNC or any startup company? So these courses are for your knowledge. Like we can earn a skill. We can earn a skill from there. Also, certification is not everything. That's just a proof key we have certified this. But I would say do that for learning. Because when you go for an interview now, abhi experienced hoga suppose. So they'll ask about the skill. They'll ask about the knowledge. And certificate is just like a formality. Just say for example, to get into degree, we need to have maths in our 12th standard, so that becomes a formal, that becomes a standard. So this stands as a standard ki certification stands as a standard here ki chahiye iske liye, but it's not compulsory. And it holds a value, it holds some value. I would not say that bahut value, some value ki you have knowledge on this language or this skill. We have question. Okay, Mansi, you're saying, Mansi is saying I cleared Infosys just on October, but the company has not mentioned anything about the interview. Okay, if Mansi, if there are a lot of people in the batch, okay, just take this point to the our teachers. They'll try looking into it.
and if anyone from your batch who have appeared for that particular interview and they have got the offer letter and you have not received, then tell your coordinator to connect with the HR people once. Or else, if the people from your batch have also not got the offer letter, then that means they are taking time in this process.
Mm,
So it will take time, but they will release you the like they will send you the email for the next round.
mm.
So yeah,
And guys, the
first you
time. Yeah, sorry, Srinidhi.
no, go ahead.
And the time is not like, it's not clear how much time it will take. They can take any. When I was in LTA, the batch which passed out in 2019, they got the letter at the end of 2021. Like they wasted 1.5 year. They did not release the offer letter until 1.5 year. So whoever free or whoever was not in any other company, they came in. So the offer letter can be released at any point of time. But that's why I was saying that go for the company which sends the offer letter first. जो पहले आए वहाँ join कर लो. Ayush is saying same, but not got any interview email. I have also mailed them about the test details of mine, but not got any revert on my email. Ayush, these people like they do not reply to you because we are the least important to them currently. So very rare scenario we might expect an answer, but just
We
wait
can
for it. They'll
like
and also
coordinator के साथ connect करके like they can expect for an reply because they'll answer like whatever questions you people are having, you can
hmm
like jot it down and tell to your coordinator. So in one go only the coordinator can ask like this candidate is there or he have cleared the interview and his offer letter is pending or if his further interview process are pending. So like you can go in a group and you can tell this to your coordinator like
also बहुत जगह से like there are a lot of recruitments happening. So from all part of the Huh. From around India. They are recruiting around India. Okay. So these recruitments are happening side alongside and simultaneously. So there's a very large number of people participating in these interviews. So things take time and बहुत सारे locations है. जैसे बहुत सारे लोकेशन पे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स के ये हो रहा है इंटरव्यू सेशन. That is why these things take time. So wait for it, you'll get for sure. मिलेगा जरूर. Okay. Any other questions? Does internship and certification gives value to our resume? Siddesh is asking this question. It does add a weightage to our resume, because resume is been scanned even before the person meets you. First you will send your resume, or else first the person sitting in front of you will scan your resume and then put your resume in front and then ask you questions simultaneously. So that will be a plus point if you have internships and certificates in your resume. But there are some people at the time of interview, like suppose अभी interview हुआ TCS का या फिर अभी आने वाला होगा अभी, in this sem this will be full of interviews and placement drives. So कभी कभी नहीं होता है, complete नहीं हुआ रहता, या फिर people do not have certification or internship, so that is also okay. That is also okay. But try, I would say, I would encourage you to try taking up some course, or just tell them you're learning this. Try learning a new skill, और else जितने भी subjects हुए उसमें से take any language and become an expertise in it. Did I answer you, Siddesh? You guys can address us, Samruddhi and Srinidhi.
Okay, so I guess there are no more questions. Okay. I, Ms. Pooja Sunavni, student at Department of Computer Science, take this opportunity to give the vote of thanks and put all my gratitude into words. I would like to thank our eminent speakers for the day, Ms. Samruddhi Sogam and Ms. Srinidhi Shetty, for the informative session on how to prepare for interview and for illustrating us with a precious knowledge. They had conducted a very interactive session where they illustrated how one can draw up for interview, as well as they had given a detailed resume explanation, as it would be benefiting us for our future endeavors. We are very thankful for enlightening our participants with the precious knowledge and experiences you have. I take this opportunity to thank everyone involved in making this webinar a success. A very big thank to our principal sir, Dr. Shrikant Savant, Chief Education Officer, Dr. Malak Harkar, Chief Coordinator, Mrs. Ruchita Dalvi, and all the management members for supporting us and giving us the opportunity to conduct the webinar. I would also like to thank our MSc IT, CS, BSc IT coordinator, Mrs. Mokshita Shetty, our BSc CS coordinator, Mrs. Namrata Kavli, our BSc IT co-coordinators, Mr. Chayan Bhattacharya and Ms. Pooja Shinde for their constant effort and encouragement. I thank all the faculty members of Information Technology and Computer Science in making this event a huge success. Most importantly, I would also like to convey my special thanks to all the members of Student Organizing Committee for their efforts and dedication. Last but not the least, thank you all the participants for enthusiastically participating in the event. We look forward for the continued association for the years to come. With this, I conclude the session. Thank you once again. Good day, stay safe, stay connected, and keep learning.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
everyone.
teachers, to giving us this opportunity to interact with the students.
And if you people still have any queries and यहाँ पे नहीं पूछ पाए, you can connect us on LinkedIn as well. You can ask us questions over there in case if you have any or if you come across any at later point of time. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. That was a great time.
Thank you.
The feedback link is posted in the chat box. Please give your valuable feedbacks.